Hey everyone, it's Genevieve. I am here with you for another Facebook Live coming at you. Today's topic is around plateaus. So, this is more of a training, fitness training type of live, and plateaus have quite a stigma around them as being a bad thing. So, I just want to bust that myth and delve a little deeper into why plateaus are actually a good thing when we hit them. So, back in the day when I was first getting into group fitness and serious training, um, I was hitting plateaus, it felt like every other month. And I was getting frustrated with that because I felt like I was doing something wrong in my training. I wasn't working hard enough, or I wasn't pushing hard enough. And although that can come into play, that wasn't the case for me. And it wasn't until I really started to learn what plateaus are, why they happen in the body, then I could understand how to break past them. So if you struggle with hitting plateaus, whether it comes to weight loss plateaus or strength or training or fitness endurance plateaus, then I hope you find a few takeaways from this live today. So let's first dive into what is a plateau. In the simplest forms, a plateau is your body adapting to something. So our bodies always want to stay safe and comfortable. That's our primal brain at work, conserving energy. It doesn't want to exert more than it has to. So when there's stress and overload put on the body day in and day out from, say, consistent training, then the body has no option but to adapt to that stress. And that's what the body is supposed to do. So when the body starts to adapt to new stresses put on it, that's where we hit plateaus. That's where we see plateaus. So if you're trying to reach that next level in your fitness journey and you give it a couple months of consistent training and then you're not seeing those results, you're not seeing any more changes in the body, or maybe you've hit a wall where you can't lose that stubborn last few pounds. The body's adapted up until this point to get you to where you are, and now we just need to bust through that and get you to the next stepping stone. So people really think that plateaus are bad. They're actually a good thing, and they're supposed to happen. They're a great sign of progress, and that what you're doing is working. The stresses that you're putting on your body in your training or in your weight loss journey are actually working. You're on the right path. So your body is designed to evolve and adapt to these stresses, just like I said before. And whether it doesn't matter what you're doing, if you're running, you're climbing, you're swimming, you're doing weights, you're always putting some sort of stress on the body. So over time, consistently, we will see a change. So your body's going to try and overcome that stress and really neutralize it so that it can handle it, right? Because when we do something to the body, putting a certain stress on it, the body has to figure out a way to manage it and to function at that new higher level of functioning. And the only way to adapt to that level of stress is or to handle that stress is to actually adapt to it. And that becomes the new normal state. So if you stopped putting on muscle, you stopped losing weight, you've plateaued, you're doing it all right. You're not doing anything wrong. So just know that your body is in that adaptation period if you've hit that, and just observe it and be like, oh, I haven't seen any, I don't feel like I've made progress over the past 2 weeks or month. What can I do now to help the body adapt to a new level so that I can bust past this? Okay. So the reason why adaptation is a good thing is um, let's take a look at muscle growth, for example. So growing and building muscle in someone who's adapted to stress. Your body wants to adapt to that stress, and adaptation is all part of that process. So it's it's the body saying that it needs a new stimulus to get to that next level. So then you can start back at the bottom of the mountain and work your way back up to the peak, which is then where you hit the plateau. So and you might just need more time as well. So if you're not seeing progress fast enough, giving yourself time to really notice those subtle changes that are occurring, right? Because results don't happen overnight. We all know that. So we have to give ourselves ample time before we can really determine, is this just a consistent, slow progression in my changes that I'm making, or am I actually have I stalled and hit a plateau? So plateau is really an opportunity to grow and look at your training and what are you doing, and if you're hitting those plateaus, it's a great thing. So you have a chance to learn more about your body when you hit them, and when you can break it, then you can manipulate and you can change your progress over the next 5, 10, 20 years, right? So we're always changing. So if you've been doing the same steady state exercise day in and day out for the past 5 years, the same routine, then you're likely not seeing the changes in your body that you want to. And if you're content and happy with your results, by all means, continue doing it. But if you're working towards something, then that's where we have to switch it up. And we've all heard before that, oh, it's good to switch up your routines every so often. You hear different time frames and that. And it's true, because when we're plateauing, then we need to switch it up to kind of jerk the body into a new stress so that it can work towards changing and adapting to that stress. So you just need to change your approach. Um, so it could also look like, it doesn't always mean that you have to change up what you're doing for your activity. So if you're trying to lose weight or trying to put on muscle or trying to lose fat, that type of thing, it might be taking a look at other aspects of your routines and regimes and habits. So it might be looking at, maybe I need to increase volume, so increase resistance and weight. That's a way to add extra stress onto the body. It might be taking a look, a deep delve into your nutrition habits. Maybe it's the nutrition that's holding you back. If you feel like you're really giving her on your workouts and that, and you're just not seeing that progress, try switching up something in your nutrition plan that can better support and fuel your body to see those gains that you want to see. Maybe it's sleep. That's when our body rests and recovers, and that's when the muscles can repair. So if you're not getting adequate sleep, then you aren't producing that human growth hormone overnight. You're producing more cortisol at a higher level for longer periods of time, which can increase heart rate. It can change your sleep patterns. It can be more cause for injury. Um, and this can then hinder your progress, which might make you feel like you're in a plateau when it's not it's not a plateau at all. It's another habit needs to switch gears and become more optimized to support your body in your training. And everyone is different in this. Absolutely, everyone is different, and it's it takes trial and error. So be patient, and really be patient and tweak where you need to tweak, whether it's within your training or if it's another part of life. So take a look at your whole routines as a whole. So are your daily rhythms, your daily routines you're doing, are they supporting you 100% towards reaching you towards the goals that you want? I hope that makes sense. So if you eat right and you train hard, then you can determine if you're in a plateau or not. Okay, so plateaus don't only mean you've been doing the same routine for 6 weeks and now you're not seeing changes. So train hard, eat properly, get sleep, and then determine what can be tweaked from there. So sometimes it's just the body going through a period of change, and it's not a plateau at all. So learn the difference between that. But if it's a true plateau, then you have that knowledge and you can adapt and create new change. Do what will help you grow and be and will contribute to longevity within your life, right? Do what's going to support your life. So some people lift with their ego, and that's not enhancing the body in any sense, right? So we want to back off of that ego state and really give ourselves time, be honest with yourself, and see where the changes can be made. So you need the right tools to do the right job. So first is really assessing what is actually going on. And then you can tweak and become intentional with what part of the training gears are have fallen off course. So just leave your ego at the door. Do what needs to get done to get the result. Okay, and these are things that we walk step by step through with my members in Up Level Pro, and we work on these things every single day. So if you need that blueprint, just fire me off a message and we can chat. So all in all, in summary, plateaus are a good thing. They're actually necessary, and they tell your body that you are doing things right. So make sure you're assessing before you jump to a conclusion that you're in a plateau. Assess all the different pieces and parts and make sure you know for sure that it's a plateau and not another part of the system that is kind of holding you back from pushing forward. So I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please drop a comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaways were. I'll be diving in a little bit more in topics on my newsletter that I send out every Saturday morning. So if you're not on that list, I'll drop the link where you can join. And we talk all things from fitness to yoga to mindset, meditation, and lots of other health and wellness fitness topics. So I also put in all of the new video releases of the week. So if you haven't checked those out, you'll get an update at the end of the week. You can also check out my YouTube channel, Genevieve Morrone, Yoga and Fitness Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe for instant updates on any time new releases are pushed forth. So thanks for tuning in, those of you that were live. And if you're watching the replay, I am so happy that you gave this time. I will see you next week. Bye.